Good morning and welcome to Rushmere Country Park. I'd just done my stretches this morning to try and relieve some of the fibro pain that I get during the night, and opened the curtains as it was dark when I started and saw that there was some mist, so taken a short drive, 10-minute drive over here to see what images we can capture. So yeah, join me on the walk. Most of this might be POV. I'll put you on my chest and we'll see what we can capture as we go along. So unfortunately the mist, it's not a fog, it's not a pea super as they might say. It's in the distance once you're in the location. So I'm going to look for some shapes. I mean, we've got a lot of pine trees here going straight up, and that can be quite good actually. You can get the depth going through. I'm shooting on my 40D and I've got my 18 to 55 lens. Now one of the things here is I've changed my white balance. Normally I shoot on a warm white balance. I've changed that to automatic to cool down the image, to give a feel of what it's actually like to be here rather than too creative. But also either correct exposure, where I might normally go a stop or two down, you can see that the mist disappears. But if I go up or even one stop over, you can see that it looks more foggy in the background. So if I focus on this tree here with an aperture of 3.5, it throws out the background shallow depth of field and gives that look. I'm not going to take this shot, but just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking. Let's take a wander and see what we can find. There might be some areas. I've taken the route around the west side of the park. Not sure if it's the right way, but you go with what your decision is. And let's see what we can capture. Might be quite nice to get some people in the shots as well when we get onto the main paths. Having to tread carefully because my spine is so sensitive at the moment. Got a TENS machine on to clear my head a bit. Doesn't stop me feeling the discomfort and the stiffness in my spine though. But we take our time, there's no rush. Just glad this appeared on the day that I had the car. This is an area that I always like, with this leading line of the path. And we've got these trees with the branches coming out this way where they get the sun as it comes round to the west. And it's trying to create something with this, so let's see what we can capture. So even though I'm shooting these with an overexposure to show the mist and fog, you can actually create some quite nice high contrast images, which is what I've done before. And I'll put some examples of those on the screen now from when I've been up here. I think these were about 2021 on a slightly misty walk. But by bringing in the edges, applying some in-software ND filters, bringing out the mist in the middle of the images, or in the brighter part of the images, you can create something quite. You can either leave it as it is, showing the mist and fog, or as I like to do, give it some depth, as I've done in these images, these examples here. See here, it's looking a bit more promising up on the top of the hill there. And then, as I say, it looks like that from here. When you get in it, it's still that distance away. Let's see what it looks like, and then I'll decide which lens to use, probably stick with the 18-55 to be honest. Get wider shots, even if I'm shooting at 55, wider than I would do with the 75-300. Oh, I tell you what, with all this new stuff kicking off in my spine, it's really creating a lot of fatigue in my hips and legs. So every walk I do now, it's extreme. My fibro symptoms are way up as a result of this. And then yesterday I was really struggling with my back, couldn't stand up straight, walking with my stick. I've got my stick with me now at all times, just in case I need the extra support, but I try to do without it, so we're not over reliant on it and overcompensate. But also, it's nice to have both hands available rather than have to keep stopping, resting my stick somewhere or against me. It falls over. Having a disability, getting used to that, especially since it's getting more extreme over the last few months, is yeah. It's a new challenge I wasn't expecting after making progress for the first 5 years. Hey, but who said life was meant to be easy, eh? Still, got my creativity to keep me sane, keep me going. Just do it for me. As I've said so many times, for me this is about getting out and about, especially these nature walks. I love my street photography, but getting out in nature sometimes, I just need to be somewhere where it's going to be a lot quieter. Gather my thoughts and just be. This is one of my favourite pathways to get these sort of shots with these lovely trees and the leading lines of the path and different shapes. Just got a shot, hopefully you can see that, of someone walking through with the mist slightly overexposed by 1/3 of a stop. So yeah, this is the sort of thing I'm going for. Knowing this location, or knowing any location well, really helps you shortcut to where you want to be when you know what the weather's doing. Try and get the shots you like. And we're heading to a location where I actually shot one of my favourite images that I didn't show you in my previous examples, but this one now is just up here, and I have to say, I think from a landscape point of view, landscape photography point of view, this is one of the images I'm most proud of, and it's the only one at the moment we've got printed and on the wall at home. Yeah, I really like it. What do you think? Quite nice here with this path leading off. Just got to find the right angle. I tend to find holding the camera lower down. It's trying to work out what trees to include here. Now I've got a 10 megapixel camera, which isn't a huge amount by today's standards, so if I crop, I'm losing quite a bit. Excuse me, Stephen. However, these aren't necessarily for prints or large format. They're for me, unless anybody asks and wants a print. But yeah, that's quite nice with the mist leading through here. I wonder if there's a shot if I walk further in. It is a location actually, I think would be nice, because you don't always get people where you think you would like them or at the right time, and maybe it would be a nice location to have somebody posing in these shots. Quite like this one. I wonder if, yeah, let's go a bit brighter. Yeah, that's quite nice. Today's shoot is about showing that it's misty, foggy, so that's quite nice. I like that. Okay, back to the path I was on. We might get, well, we should get some people there. It's 10 in the morning, so there's plenty of dog walkers out. A bit later on it'll be busier with families coming up. This is the location where I showed you from where the shot was taken that I showed you a few moments ago. Got these beech leaves here that tend to stay on it. And try and line up. I'm hoping I might get somebody walking through the shot. It's also a case of making sure there's separation with the trees down the path here. So I'll grab my focal point on there. Now it's a case of waiting after a test shot. See if anyone's going to walk through. Oh yes, there's some dog walkers coming through now. Yeah, that's quite nice, that would do. It's got some interest in the shot. Quite like that the four of them are in a line. Okay, now at the top of this path, if I do a right, we would go back to the main route and the main path that most people take. But I'm going to leave that for a little while, and I think we'll go to a path I don't quite often take. I have done before, but just to see what kind of shots, because over here on my left there does still seem to be quite a bit of thick fog out in the open countryside, so let's see what we can find. So it looks like the best of the mist is starting to dissipate, and yeah, fibro wasn't a challenge when I started, it certainly is now. Fatigue is kicking in big time, but I do love being in this sort of location. Fresh air, you can, the smell, you can almost taste it. Lovely woodland smell with the pine trees and the foliage that's rotting on the ground. You can imagine that smell if you go into the woods regularly. Even having trouble speaking now. So I'm going to make my way back, have a little wander, maybe get some shots on the way. If I do, I'll share them with you on the screen. If you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and thank you to everybody who's watched my videos so far. If you have enjoyed this, go back and watch some of the other videos. Bit of a mixture of street and landscape. Give us a like, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.